Welcome back, guys. I'm back again with my review of the really awesome looking Kirk75 conversion, which was done by Rick Ramby. And I have to say, I am just, it's amazing the work that Rick does on some of these more affordable masks. I mean, he makes $60 masks look like $300 masks. Let's just take a look here. I did ask Rick to do some weathering on the mask that, you know, I told him, I said, look, Rick, I really like the glue marks. And he said, no problem. He said, he likes kind of adding those because it kind of, gives it a certain look of a homemade mask, as the original mask was. As you can see right here, he kind of left a little bit of the hair, which is right on there. And did some weathering here on the neck, which I think came out really good. Anytime you're doing an H1 mask, you always want some kind of weathering on the neck. It just kind of, gives it that worn, used look of the paint wearing from the fingers always touching the, the neck to lift the mask on and off. So that's always a good thing on any of you guys looking to purchase any conversions. That's something that I always recommend doing, is just having that. Just, it kind of gives it just a nice little look to it, especially as you can see here. I mean, it just it's subtle, but it gives it a nice little look. And as you guys hear, this is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre going on outside. Oh, there's my neighbor. Look at him. Just sawing some wood on a Sunday. That's fantastic. But anyway, the glue marks here look really nice. This is just some great work by Rick. I mean, you guys have seen the Kirk that Trick or Treat Studios has made, and I mean, it's a fantastic mask because it's really ideal for any kind of conversion to be done. If you guys can find yourselves a really great artist that can do them, I mean, I recommend Rick, of course. He's just an awesome guy. I mean, we're in August of 2018. He's not doing any more orders in 2018. He won't start up again until 2019. So just be patient, guys, and contact him first of the year and get on his list. And you won't be disappointed. I mean, he, like I said, $60 mask, you pay to get it converted, and you get what looks like a $300 mask, in my opinion. The hair is really good. Now, Rick's actually, this is the new hair, I believe, that Rick is using. It's kind of lighter, or I'm sorry, it's a little darker than the previous hair he was using. And to me, it looks a little more screen accurate than what he was using previously, although I like the other hair too. I mean, it just kind of really depends on the lighting, I mean, like right here, I mean, it's kind of darker lighting, but if I put on my overhead light, you'll see it just kind of changes it completely under the right lighting. But I think it looks fantastic. And it's a big mask, guys. Normally with TOTS, they just make kind of smaller masks. And this particular Kirk mask fits so much better than, like, let's say the Elrod or the hospital mask. I mean, this is just a bigger pull, so it's gonna fit people with bigger heads way more comfortably than the L-Rod or the hospital, or especially the Tramer mask. I just kind of felt like those were almost kind of kid masks. They weren't really made for adults, or maybe I'm just in the same team of people that just have overly oversized heads. I don't know, but that being said, this one's way more comfortable, and it's just so awesome to get it converted. I mean, there's so much potential here, and I'm really glad that TOTS thought to acquire the licensing for Star Trek. I mean, it makes sense when you look at it. It totally makes sense for them to do that, and I'm glad that they did, because it gives people an opportunity to get this mask converted. And I mean, you kind of have like your own little, you know, nice mask. I mean, this is a really nice mask, and it's some nice work that Rick did. But like I said, you can get anybody to convert these masks. I mean, personally, you know, if it's gonna be me, I'm gonna go with Rick, because he hasn't let me down yet, and he's done quite a few masks for me. And come the first of the year, he's gonna be doing some more for me. I don't think he knows that yet. But Rick, if you're watching this, man, I need that hospital converted, and I can't wait for January to roll around, man, because I think that one's gonna be an awesome mask to get the Rick Ramby treatment. So I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna turn the light on. I'm gonna bring back another mask out for some comparisons, so stay tuned. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. Now, I put on my big ass light so I can show you the differences in the hair. Now, this was the Creep, the first mask that Rick did for me. Still one of my favorites. I just really enjoy this mask. The Creep is a fantastic mask by Justin Mayberry, and I think that the mask I received, it just, you know, it needed a little something extra, and Rick was able to give it that. But I mean, you know, all Rick did was paint it and rehair it, and that's all it needed. I mean, everything else is Justin, but of course the paint and the hair, that's all Rick, and Rick just gave me this amazing piece. But to kind of give you guys a comparison here with the lighting, I wanted to kind of show you the difference in the hair. This was the original hair that Rick was using, and now he's using this kind of, it's a more red, but to me, I mean, and to a lot of people, it's just way more screen accurate, because that's really what the hair looks like. I know some people like it darker, it almost look black, and that's not really accurate, but of course that's their opinion. I mean, I think it, in the right lighting, this mask is, it looks awesome anyway. But depending, you know, it doesn't really matter on what color hair. I mean, as long as the lighting's good, you can kind of make it look the way you want it to look. But I don't know, man. I mean, I like both hair. You know, I think that they both kind of, you know, they both look great. I mean, you know, when you put them side by side with each other, of course you're gonna say, oh, well, this one looks a little better than this one, or this one's hair is a little further down on the brow than this one, and you know. But I think overall, they're both just fantastic masks, and I'm very happy to have both these H1s in my collection. I think it really, you can see some differences there. This one, of course, is just a more cleaner look that Rick did, which is what I was kind of looking for the Creep. And of course, this one I told him to kind of go wild on the weathering, and he did. And I think it just looks fantastic. I mean, they both look totally different, as you can kind of see. I'll leave it for the viewer's opinion as to which is better. I can't, it's hard for me to tell which one I think's the best of the two. You know, I mean, I love that Creep, but that conversion that Rick did has really kind of got my attention. Because sometimes when it's a little dirtier, it just makes it makes the mask pop more. Like, you don't want a fully clean mask. You want it to have some weathering, because that weathering helps that mask a lot. And I don't know. They're both awesome. I'm assuming, I don't have kids, but if I had kids, if someone asked me which one would be my favorite, I think it'd be kind of hard to say, because you don't really want to say, well, you know, I like the girl more than the boy, or I like the, you know, the son better than the daughter. But, you know, in terms of masks, I don't know, man. I don't know. Time will tell. I'll do another video probably later, closer to Halloween. I'm gonna have them all out, and I'll do a ranking then. But what a fantastic year for Halloween fans. I mean, this has just been, we've been getting so much stuff on this 40th anniversary for the original. I mean, besides the fact that we're getting a brand new movie that I think is amazing, and I have never enjoyed the brother-sister angle for Halloween. I just never liked it. But I love Halloween 2, don't get me wrong. I think that's kind of like the twist in Halloween 2. But, you know, for me, I think Michael Myers has always been a scarier villain when he doesn't have any motivation except, you know, to kill. I mean, he's like the shark in Jaws. There's no real motivation. That's what he does. But when you put an angle on him that, oh, well, he's killing his bloodline, I don't know. I never really liked that. And I'm really happy that they're eliminating it, because to me, that was Carpenter's original vision. And even though he wrote Halloween 2 with Deborah Hill, I think, like I said, I think he was just looking for just a twist, because that was supposed to be the last one. Halloween 2 was supposed to cap that whole Michael Myers story. And as you all know, who are fans, the movies were going to continue, but they were going to be anthology movies. Which, honestly, I think he was just ahead of his time, because that's what we have with shows like American Horror Story. I mean, they're doing the exact same thing. And, you know, to me, it kind of, I think it would have worked, but Michael Myers is such a good character. I mean, you can't just eliminate him. I mean, people want to see more, even if it's the same thing. That's why the franchise has gone on for as long as it has, and people keep coming back. And look, I don't like a lot of the movies in the series, but I still like to watch them around Halloween. You know, I mean, you know, for all their flaws, they're still. I like that franchise a lot. I think Halloween is a fantastic franchise. Like I said, this year, 2018, is a fantastic year for fans. And I'm really glad that I'm seeing more and more reviews up of masks. And, you know, I mean, you guys are doing fantastic with your mask reviews. When I first started, there wasn't a whole lot, and that's what made me want to start doing reviews on these masks, was that I couldn't find a lot. I remember when I was about to purchase my first mask, which was my Warlock, I couldn't find a lot of reviews on YouTube. And I said, well, you know, like, to me, you know, like, the pictures online are great, but they're going to be pictures that make the mask look better to sell the masks. And I want to see what you get in hand. So I'm really glad more and more people are starting to do these reviews. And I really love watching y'all's videos. I have my news feed is filled with Michael Myers related mask reviews, and I really love them because it's such a cool hobby. You know, it's art. It's like having a picture on a wall, in my opinion. I mean, these are artists that are putting their art on a mask, but a mask is no different from a piece of art you hang on the wall, in my opinion. And what makes, I think, the Michael Myers mask so interesting is that it was a made mask. I mean, this was a mask bought, you know, in a shop, converted to look like what we got in the movie. It wasn't anything that they purchased that looked like this. Something that was made by the production. And that's what we're getting now. We're getting people who just love this mask, and they're just making them. And you know, I think it's great. I mean, there's so many different ones. It's hard to pick which one is the best, you know, because they all look so damn good, and they all look so different too. But I'm gonna do another review. I have one more mask to do. Rick actually did 2 masks for me, so I will be back shortly. Actually, I'm gonna post these 2 videos back to back of the masks that I own that Rick just sent me, because he sent me 2 a couple weeks ago, and I've been meaning to do this review. So I will be back shortly on my second review, which is the L-Rod conversion that he did, which I think is fantastic. It looks better than I expected, and how it looked before, it's just night and day difference what Rick did. But let me just end this video real quick. It's kind of going a little longer than I expected. But just to kind of end it, I just wanted to kind of show you guys just a couple more angles here of the masks. You know, to kind of see, here we go. That really shows a difference there. Great stuff. So he's got the kind of glue line right here, but of course, you know, I want Rick to make him a little more pronounced than he did. Alright guys, I will be back shortly. Thanks for watching, and remember, happy Halloween.